Hi, for those of you who haven't met me before, my name is Erin Brown and I teach seventh grade science at Pleasant Grove Junior High. And I have so loved getting to know your students this year. They are making the best of a weird situation at school this year. And they are working hard. They have fun personalities. It's so fun to get to know them. They have been showing me good thinking in science, so we've been having a good time. If you ever have any questions, my email address is there. Feel free to email me anytime. I am a B-day teacher, and so I am not at school on A days, but I am always happy to answer an email from you if you have a question. So I just wanted to give you a quick update about what we've been learning and what we have coming up in seventh grade science. So we recently finished up an introduction unit, and we were working on making scientific claims, using science skills and science thinking in our everyday lives, and also some work on how to work more effectively in a team. So students made claims. They used evidence about the black bottle, how Cheryl's she shed caught on fire, the screaming balloon, the science of masks and hand washing, and a lot of other things. And they are doing a great job of showing me their scientific thinking. It's been really fun to see that. Recently, we began a unit on earth science, and the first question, as we're working on that unit that students are working to answer, is what causes the layers of the earth to form. And so students will gather evidence from the various class activities and investigations that we do that will help them formulate an answer to that question. So that's what we have coming up. I do want to take a moment to answer some common questions that students and parents have. So the first thing is with Canvas. You'll see here, I have two different tiles that both say seventh grade science. If you are an in-person student, that means you're enrolled to come in person to school. And while you might be sick on a particular day or in quarantine on a particular day, you're still enrolled as an in-person student. If that describes you, this is your class. If you are an online student, meaning that you are enrolled online and you don't come to school in person for my class, this is the class you want to be accessing. And notice this, access your classwork through the tiles, not through the to-do list or list view on Canvas. I find that really important because when you look at the to-do list for your assignments, you miss things. For example, the to-do list, it's usually over here on the right on your Canvas screen. That to-do list will prioritize things by due date. Well, if something has a long due date that's a long ways out, it may not show up very high on your to-do list, even though you should be working on it. Or if you just go to the to-do list, you may not see a module that a teacher has set up to maybe take you step by step through some things before you get to an assignment. You might miss that. So use the tiles to access your classwork. And if you go to your dashboard and it doesn't look like this with tiles, then I would go here to these three little dots and click on that and choose card view. I think the other one is called recent activity or something like that. That also is kind of a date ranked list, and I think that is not always the best way to find everything that you need to work on. So use the tiles. That's my number one tip to start with. Let's actually go to Canvas for a second. And this is my Canvas class. This is the in-person class, but the online class for students looks very similar to this. The way that I like you to access your work, I try to make it as straightforward as possible. So for every day that we are in school, so this will be every B day for our class, there is a day listed right here on the schedule on the home page. So for example, yesterday, this is the most recent day for us, was day 12, catch up notebooks, is it science? And it has the date, the day, I number all the day class days, and then the topic, what we did. So you can easily go here and look to see where you need to go. If you are absent or on quarantine, that doesn't mean that you don't know how to get to your work because it's all here for you. And I take a lot of time to make sure that the work is there for you to access so that you know what to do when you're not there. There are times when I may not have that until the end of the school day on that B day, but I'll always have that there for you so you know what you need to do when you're gone. The other thing I want to show you on this, oh, actually, I'll show you a couple things, if all of the work is listed here on the schedule, but it lives in the modules. So you can also go to modules and find all of our class work. And that's also listed by day, day and date. The other tab I want to show you is grades. Now, Canvas is not the total grade for you in science class, but this is a really great quick view of assignments that you have had online. So my in-class students will have paper assignments or things that they're recording in their science lab books. But they'll also sometimes have assignments on Canvas. So if it's been a Canvas assignment, you can see it here on this grades tab. And this is a really quick, easy place to look for anything that has been assigned. So if it's been assigned, it will list the assignment, the category that it's in. Notice some say assignment, some say skills. It will list the due date, its status. If it's not due yet, it'll just be blank here. And then it will list a score if you've submitted it. It'll list the total points possible. And if I've looked at it and left you a comment, then there's a little word bubble here. So click on this. This is a great tool. Usually, I believe it will show up in your inbox or give you a notification that you have a comment. But this is a great thing to be in the habit of checking for. So click on the comments and you can see any comments I've left you or you've left me will show up here when you click on that comment screen. So that's a really good place to look. Let's go back over to this. Okay. All right, this is a sample student progress report in Skyward, and I have to apologize. Skyward is messy this year because I have some students that are online and some students that are in person, all in the same class in Skyward. So it looks a little messy, so I've made a code to help you kind of navigate that and figure out what is what. So if you see an O, that means that was an assignment just for my online class. If you see an I, that was an assignment for my in-person class, and that means whether you were absent that day or in school, whether you're on quarantine or not, this I refers to you if you're registered for in-person school. And then an I/O means that is an assignment that was for everyone, both online and in-person students. And when you look at the list, it might look like there's a lot more work for the online students versus the in-person students, but take a look at this. The intro unit notebook, 111 points all at once. There really is about the same amount of work. It's just divided up differently. So my in-person students would be recording information in their notebooks, recording results, keeping track of things, building that notebook as a resource. So that all goes in, and I grade that kind of a unit at a time. And the online students are submitting those pieces a day at a time. So it's about the same amount of work, and most assignments are similar, if not the same. So that's just a guide for that. If you see an EX over here, that special code, that means that assignment does not apply to you. So I've gone through and put that in. So this would be a sample progress report for an in-person student. And so this student has an excused mark for everything that was an online only assignment. So that's an important thing to know. Something else to know is pay special attention to the skills category. So I have 4 categories in grades in my class. Assignments are 20% of the grade. Participation is 10% of the grade. Tests and quizzes, which we have not had any of those yet, are 20% of the grade. And then the skills category is 50% of the grade. So that's a big chunk. So pay special attention to any assignment that's in that skills category because that really has the biggest impact on your grade. So if you have a low score there or are missing something there, that's a place to focus if you're trying to figure out how to fix your grade. The goal in that category is to get at least a 3 out of 4. 3 shows mastery, 4 would be advanced mastery of a skill. But the grade, just lest you worry, a 3 out of 4 doesn't mean you have 75%, meaning you have a C. The grade scale in my class is adjusted so that students who earn at least 3s in that category can still earn an A if their work in the other categories merits an A. So the goal here is at least a 3. Obviously, a 4 is better. Any assignment in this category that is a low grade You can fix anytime that you can come to me and ask for help or show me that you have improved your learning or mastery of a skill. I am so happy to fix your grade or improve your grade in that. The goal is learning, and so that's why this category counts for a lot. But this category is flexible. If you need help, I'm happy to help you um, figure out what you need to do with to get those skills for that category, because those are the things that we're trying to build. All of the things up here in the assignments would be practice to help build those skills in the skills category. Okay, so a couple of other quick things to note. I don't take points off for late assignments. All term work is due by Tuesday, October 13th. The last day of the term is October 14th. So Tuesday the 13th is the last B day. That will give me time to get everything graded and entered into Skyward. And I'm only at school on B days, but I'm always, always happy to answer your questions and help you. Email is the best way to contact me. There's my email address, erinbrown@alpinedistrict.org. And if you have specific concerns that I haven't addressed in this video, you have several options. You can email me. You can email also to set up a time for a phone call or a video conference. I'll be doing those video conferences during Parent-Teacher Conference Week from 4 to 5 on Monday, September 28th. But if that time doesn't work for you, there's nothing magical about that time or that week. I'm happy to set up a time any other time that works for you, that works for both of us. So if that time is not something that works and you need more than just a quick email, just let me know and we can find a time that works. I hope that I have answered some questions for you. Again, I am just so happy to have the opportunity to be in class. That's a great improvement over the spring. But to get to know your students, they are delightful and they make it so fun to come to school and teach them. So thank you.